Hey folks, this is Decoherent and welcome back to the Council. So, hell of a thing last time, huh? So, we found the twin, we found Mom, like all kinds of things happened. I did check and I did indeed pick the right Emily, which is really difficult to tell, given that they're doing the whole telepathy, face not moving random camera thing, which, quite frankly, I'm really disappointed in. I don't see why this particular episode has such lower technical quality. But the point is, here we are. So, we're supposed to head off and find Mom in the crypt, so let's head over that way. So this should be interesting. I would like to finally get some answers from her, that's for sure. Uh-oh.
Good God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Well,
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
let's go casually wander over so nobody notices that we're the only person who didn't show up with the whole
Did you hear
gunshot
that?
thing.
I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms.
Jeez.
I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So long, guys. Now, once again, playing it cool turned out to be the right choice. Do you
My
have anything to
instructions
say?
are clear, sir. No one is to enter.
Okay, well, in that case, actually, should we go try to chat with people quick? I don't know, I've spent a lot of time talking to people. No, okay, their doors are locked. Okay, so let's head on down to the crypt then and see what the heck is going on. Like, honestly, even if I could do a little more poking around, I really want to go down and find her because I want some answers. Okay, so what was the most direct route through here? I actually don't remember. I think it's around the other side this way. Maybe. Let's go find out. Annoyingly, the doors aren't marked on the map, but I remember there being a couple, but I think they're all on the other side. I like that they just, like, leave rolls and stuff out. And the only bugs they're attracting is butterflies. I really like the butterflies, I might add, and I'm kind of hoping that they have something to do with the story, but at this point, I think that's probably a fruitless wish. Okay. The classic library, the royal jelly that I don't really... Well, you know, actually, that was royal jelly, right? Maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea to use it. Let's use one. Just for the heck of it. Because now our stack is full. Yay, good for us. Alright. I feel like I'm using consumables properly too, because I don't have a full stack, so I'm not hoarding them, but I'm not constantly empty, so I'm not just throwing them around wantonly. So, it's kind of nice to feel like I've got something right. Okay, now is this one of the doors I can exit through? Yep. Alright, now let me just quickly and easily navigate this maze. Don't know why I could just bring a pair of hedge clippers. It's not like I'm being particularly subtle. Urgh. Given that I tend to leave all these secret doors open behind me. I wonder if my secret lair is still secure. Well, the door's open. That must be how I left it. Alright, let's get some answers, finally.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's
Thank you.
enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
That's what everyone
You're the
keeps
one
saying.
who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
Oh, that's it?
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore.
Done.
Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Sure.
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
It's Mortimer and Holm, obviously.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
Well, no.
Even if Holm does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Holm had sent Volner to get it for him.
Holm and Mortimer are demons?
Sure.
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Yes. Yes, frankly, I did. His secret study, quite frankly, was really suspicious.
I went beyond the nightmare, Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
I'm smart.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
The fact that no one knows him? I don't understand what... I wish you would tell me the actual sentences I'm going to say. Let's go with the fact that no one knows him.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Holm are mere dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Best to be behind the throne. The property deeds, huh?
Well, those property deeds across the world.
Oh, yeah,
all
that's what you mean.
signed by the same hand and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
Hey, thanks.
I found your notes written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis.
Thanks.
Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it later.
Okay. Yeah, what about the conference?
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
I had actually thought
Without
about that.
Any security
That's interesting.
Or personnel.
Okay, that's all.
Louis, I am proud of you.
Thank you.
You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
Now I become the master.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked.
Uh-oh.
Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself. set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book.
Oh, we
On
heard
my
about
return
this.
to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my
Before?
opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather, he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
You mean Mortimer?
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
How old was he at the time? You say young and flamboyant.
He was already old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us.
Uh-oh.
He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
She must have refused if she knew that he was already being manipulative.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil.
Thank you.
After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
No, I want to hear about what happened to Venice, quite frankly.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice?
What?
Did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
Oh.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here.
Oh, okay, we'll just
Once we
brush that
found
under the rug.
Alazif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave.
Naturally.
We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing.
No, I want to know what happened with Elizabeth. She seemed nice, although a little crazy.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
No, I must know.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
I do know that.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Who killed her?
Do you know who killed her?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So, did you negotiate Al-Azif with Wolner?
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Okay. Why? I think that one's okay. Like, what happened with Emma, exactly?
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
No, seriously, tell me.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
Yes.
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now?
Sure.
We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing. And then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
All right. Yeah, why the cannons, exactly? That seems a little prosaic for someone who's so concerned about the supernatural.
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
We're talking about a war here.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen. Once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
Okay. Ooh, wow, look at all this stuff. So I found your letter back in the wharf.
Samuel Ritter du Choix. You wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel, but frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
Why did you leave your stuff down there anyway?
You know, I found your package under a wharf plank.
As a matter of fact, I needed it yesterday. I wasn't expecting anyone to take it.
Sorry. Now, Piaggi's letter. About that.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Okay, that's fine. So, let's address the missing hand in the room here. What happened to your hand, exactly?
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
Okay. Okay. Carry on then. I'd rather you just tell me, to be perfectly honest.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower.
Well, in 300 years.
We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
And that's if you anticipate nukes and stuff like that. So we're not going to talk about the hand.
Tell me why we're here?
I'm just saying. I'd like to know about the hand.
There. That's why we are here.
Okay, very pretty. Oh, okay. Luckily, I did not forget all of my Judeo-Christian mythology or whatever it was I was supposed to forget. Okay. Interesting. I could have learned something from Al-Azif. I don't know where that would have been. Yep, we managed to get through his room. We protected one of the twins. We went to see the crowd. I think that was a good idea. Could have been a witness of his resolution. I don't know what that means. I could have spoken with Pyagi. Oh, I must have missed him. Okay, interesting. No, I'm pleased with this. Ah, almost. Okay.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Oh,
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before
5.
we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the
5.
keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
okay. So, some nails, huh? We'll just walk through this just to see if she's got anything interesting, because I know all about these things, but let's ask.
Some nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You
Okay.
need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers?
Yeah.
1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course.
This time I'll do it in order. Okay. Yeah, a cross. I've never heard about a cross.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism.
Ah, right there.
I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Okay.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Okay. Can you try a little harder to remember, please?
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
Excellent. Okay. The exegesis of Judas. This is an interesting bit of lore.
Exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible.
Right.
Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Of course not.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
Hopefully not literally. A Gutenberg Bible.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Okay.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see.
Of course. I don't know what an armillary sphere is.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
Okay, and what do you mean by correcting the dates, or correlating the dates, rather?
What do you mean by the concordance of dates exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them.
Okay.
They are written on the back of the message I just gave you.
Oh. Okay. I think that's it.
One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aide to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies.
Well, that's a good point.
Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal?
That's
You'll
actually
see.
true.
Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6646.
She said that wrong. Okay. Good God. Okay. Okay, so I can equip some more manuscripts. This is exciting. This time I'm not going to screw it up, huh? We're getting pretty deep into occult stuff. Let's get that. Can't go wrong with erudition, and you can't go wrong with logic. So, I can't help but point out that she's talking an awful lot about things that sound like schizophrenia, or possibly dissociative schizophrenia. Demons, like people suddenly being replaced by duplicates, possession. Yeah, that's concerning. That's quite concerning. Oh, here we go. Yep, the cross. Nails. Yep, tower room. I don't know what an armillary sphere is. Here, hold please. Okay, so according to Wikipedia, an armillary sphere, also known as a spherical astrolabe, is a model of objects in the sky consisting of a spherical framework of rings centered on the Earth and the Sun. With this nice picture right here. We totally saw this giant one, so we just need to find one that's a little more, pocket-sized, if you will. Someone would probably notice if I took the big one. I'm just saying. That's not a particularly subtle thing to be waltzing out the door with. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so let's look around and let's see what we can find. So this is more honey, right? Let's just go ahead and use one and pick it up. Sure. You can never have too many effort points. So I am a little worried about her mental health. I'm not gonna lie. These are very concerning things to say. It's very concerning to hear things like that. Yes, there's a lot of weird things going on.
Famous cross of Claymont
perfect.
III. Perfect.
Ta-da!
And one key found.
But still, like, this is a little nutball. I worry about this greatly. So, can I look at this a little more carefully?
What on earth is that? A disc with information engraved in the metal? An iris that should open, I imagine.
With blood.
Blood.
Yeah. Yeah. So about that
Mother?
blood.
The dried blood. There.
Yes, it's mine.
Ah.
Sorry if I stained everything, but I must admit that at the time my thoughts were more on the pain than cleaning up after myself.
Fair enough. So about this outer disc.
They're Roman numerals, Arab numbers, and town names.
Go on. I'm listening. What do you think?
I mean, I know actually what some of these are, but I'd like to save my points. So let's go ahead and let's just analyze the mechanism. Science comes naturally to us.
Tell me, I imagine that once we've solved this enigma, the iris opens, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I don't mind. Well, I know what the names of the towns are.
All the town names mentioned have something to do with Christ, haven't they?
Sure do.
Golgotha, Bethlehem, Nazareth.
Exactly.
Bethesda. Okay. Yeah. And about this whole iris thing.
Did you succeed in opening this iris?
Yes, by putting the cross on the console and the 3 nails on the disc, the iris opens. It gives access to a hole where I put my hand, thinking I could fully open the iris. There's a handle at the bottom, and as you can see, it didn't turn out very well for me.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we've got many things to find here. Okay, so let's take a look at the notes here. So we know that we've got the cross. We're going to the desk, the tower room, the portrait gallery, and we've already got the dates. So we just need to find an armillary sphere and then pick the rest of the stuff up. Okay, very interesting. Okay, very interesting indeed. But let's go ahead and let's take a break here. So when we come back, we will run around and find all of these items. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.